So now we've taken 2 trips so far back into the past and we've had a lot of fun. But now we have come to the end of this road called nostalgia. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. But before we close out, let's take one more look back at the past. So remember what the park was and aim and hope for the future of what it can become. All aboard, shall we? As you can see where this photo was taken back in 1970 when the Six Flags Member Lounge, which is what it's known as today, but back in 1970 it was called the Antebellum Sandwich Shop. But in 1971 they got a name change to the Good Life Sandwich Shop. But the following year, in 1972, it was deemed as just the Sandwich Shop. Then later on it became the Dixie Dog. In 1975, in the early 80s it became the Dixie Deli. In 1984 it was the Dixie Belle's Restaurant. Then later on in the late 80s, in 1986 to be exact, it becomes the Dixie Belle's Chicken. But to cap off the 80s, in 1988, it was later renamed to the Dixie Belle's Cafe. It used to be known as Miss Dixie's Depot, where you can grab yourself some wonderful food. You can see there it said hand-rolled pretzels, popcorn pretzels, and cotton candy. But now, you can go here, relax a little bit, recharge your batteries, and get a refill on your drinks. But this was very cool to see how things have changed, but the building infrastructure, a little new paint job, but I kind of like how it was before. Another restaurant here at the park. I don't know. What do you guys think? Straight ahead of me, there used to be a Looney Tunes theme fountain here that was all cracked and broken up, that the Looney Tunes characters were trying to fix it. But you can see everything looked very similar back then. This all changed at the end of the 2015 season for the 2016 season. You can see the full Spanish themed area. You can see this little door right there. It used to have effects where it was like the bull was inside of it and it used to rumble. It was really, really cool. But the fountain was placed just right here, which is a really cool thing if you were sitting where I'm sitting, because I'm sitting down for this shot. You can see all the flags there in the picture, which they're all gone now. Everything's a little bit different, but this is where this shot was located back in the day. So our next location brings us still in Bugs Bunny Boomtown, but now nothing is here in this location. But before, you could see it was La Cantina. But it also was called Boomtown Snacks before, but it is nothing right now. But it was located right here in this building. You can get your snacks at La Cantina. Our next location brings us to Bugs Bunny High Sea Adventure. That back in the day, these boats were added and they were known as the Buccaneer boats. Back in 1986 it was added, but in 1990 the name changed to Yosemite Sam's Buccaneer boats. Later in the mid-90s it was changed to the Santa Maria, as you can see in this photo right here. The little ships look a little bit different as they're painted now more colorful for Bugs Bunny and Looney Tunes theme, but the picture lines up perfectly in sync as the building is the same on the side, along with the little mirror there in the back. Of course, the whole structure of the ride is the same, but the boats are a different color, the ships are different, and of course they added Bugs Bunny there. But this ride has not been operating for a couple of years now, so quite sad to see, but it is a staple of this kids area that I hope they get it back running soon enough. The jumping frijoles was added in 1976 to the left side of the restrooms, but removed in the early 80s. So if I'm not mistaken, the restrooms are right here to the left. Would that not be where Bugs Bunny High Seas Adventures is? Let me know in the comment section down below if this indeed was the exact location where the jumping frijoles was. As the music's going in the background, and as I pan up a little bit higher, you can see the Santa Maria back in the day. The structure, the color scheme was a lot more colorful back then. There used to be a boat of the Santa Maria, Nina, Pinta, and Santa Maria, but now it's just no giant boat at the top. And also, it's not even operating right now, as mentioned. You guys might remember, just a few years back, this used to be the Wile E. Coyote coaster where you used to go up. It's the same thing where the Joker Funhouse coaster is now, the entrance to the queue, but they just have the velvet curtains here now. But before, they used to have like amazing theming beforehand, where they used to have rockets and other toys and stuff that Wile E. Coyote used to use. So it used to be right here located. Does anybody remember that? It wasn't that long ago, but I really liked the theming there before. But it's just like this now, I guess, for the Joker to joke around and do mischievous things. Our next location brings us to what is new for 2020, Coaster Candy Express. But the current building here that you see right in front of you was built in 1981, and it was known as the Fuzzy Farm and became the Mon Store in 1982. But later on in the late 80s and 1987, the store became the Looney Tunes Treasures. Then in the late 90s and 97, 98, it became the Six Flags Gifts. In 2009, when Monster Plantation got a makeover to change it to Monster Mansion, it was the Mon Store, where you would get out of Monster Mansion right there, or Monster Plantation beforehand, and then before that, Tales of the Okefenokee. But this half used to be the Mon Store, and the other half was Jelly Belly. Jelly Belly eventually took over the whole store, and then later on, it is now Coaster Candy Express. Weird to see, but I wish they truly did have the Mon Store still here. Also, I just wanted to mention too, there used to be a building here back when the park opened. There used to be a building here, as you can see in this photo right here. It used to be called the Sweet Tooth. It was demolished though in 1980, which made way for the Fuzzy Farm in 1981, and so on and so forth, as I just mentioned to you all. Next brings us to the observation deck / the Coca-Cola Freestyle location, one of them at least, where Thunder River Rapids currently resides. But back in the day, from 1967 to 1981, John Rabeau's River Adventure was located there. Fun fact about this ride was the old riverboat ride actually went in the opposite direction of what Thunder River Rapids goes today. Meaning it went clockwise while Thunder River Rapids goes counterclockwise. So where the Coca-Cola Freestyle / observation deck, where you can pay a small fee and squirt all the guests on the ride, where that is located, that was the loading deck for the old riverboat ride. Excuse the loud music, but back in the day in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken, this used to be known as the ice cream bucket, where they had Baskin Robbins right here. But even later on, more so recently, this was up as the Lick Skillet Snacks location, but now it is absolutely nothing. And even the Primo's Pizza right here is nothing. But Miner's Cookhouse is still here, which is a whole nother story for another day. But we go back around. The ice cream bucket was right here. Who remembers that? So once upon a time, there used to be a ride here that was super unique. That used to soar high in the air and twist and turn. That was called the Wheelbarrow. As you can see, that skyscraper goes up right there. As you can see in the picture right here, it was located here. You can see the shape of the building was the same. Now they sell ice cream there. And on the other side is a cute entrance to skyscraper. But back in the day, it used to be the Wheelbarrow. But also here in this location, the Drunken Barrel was here too back in the day. As you can see again, it was lined up here as I stand where the picture was taken, or very close to it. This is where the Drunken Barrel and the Wheelbarrow was back in the day. Super epic, unique rides that were very unique for its day and age. But yet again, the ice cream place is right here and skyscraper on the other side with Blue Hawk in the left and the horizon in the back. Now back here in what was the Cotton States Exposition, which is now the Metropolis section of the park, as you can see there, there used to be a guess your age and weight location right here. Was it located right here? Anybody, let me know in the comment section down below who remembers that back in the day. Now, there is another guess your own weight location, but it's back there, all the way back there in the Lick Skillet section of the park. But let me know, where was this located, as you can see in this photo right here, the guess your age and weight here at the old Cotton States Exposition. And today in the Scream Punk District, this is the only location of a guess your weight location where it is fun. It's usually open during the beginning of the seasons when it's really packed and busy, but for the new for 2020 paint job it has on there, as you can see a tree there from Holiday in the Park. But this is the location of Annie's Guess Your Weight. Oh, next on the list brings us to where Superman is located right here, right now. But back in the day, in 1995, Viper was added, but had a stint at Six Flags Over Georgia from 1995 to 2001, when it was completely raised to make way for Superman in 2002. As you can see here, matched up with this picture here in the all-new Gotham City section of the park. Sorry I have to speak louder, it's very loud back here as it's crowded and the music's very loud, but there used to be an arcade back here, along with the Bill Clary's Magic Show, if I'm not mistaken, was back here too as well. But you can see, you line up the bricks where the gentleman is sitting right there, don't want to point, but if I'm not mistaken, right here to the right, there was that unique Coke machine. It was kind of like a freestyle machine that had Sprite, Diet Coke, and Coca-Cola. As you can see in part one, at the end of part one of my video, I show that, which was somewhere down there near Mindbender. But yes, this is where the old arcade was. Who remembers that back in the day? Super, super cool. You can see matched up with this photo right here where this photo was taken. Things look a lot different, as what is now Birds of Prey Cafe, new for 2020, right here, used to be a lighthouse back in the day. And what that last building I showed you, the old arcade, used to be just straight ahead right there, which is really, really cool, as this area was a lot different. It was pirate themed back then, but everything got a new revamp beforehand, and also now with 2020 changes, the all new Gotham City, as you can see here, with the new paint job, a Mindbender, and all the shops, a new sign of Batman, and the new for 2020 Catwoman whip right here. So you see what this location looks like today. But back in the day, there used to be the Bicentennial Theater in 1976. The facade was then changed and a water feature ran down the building, which actually looked really, really cool. But in 1979, it changed to the Contemporary Theater and stayed that way till the mid-80s. Then changed to the Olympic Theater. Then in 1985, it changed to the Looney Tunes Theater, as you can see here. Then in the late 80s, it was changed to the Showcase Theater. But lo and behold, 1993, it changed again to the Majestic. According to my good friend Tim Campbell, who is a huge Six Flags Over Georgia history buff, he states that by 1995 that it became the Remember When Drive-In. Who remembers that? Let me know in the comment section down below. But by 1998, the name was shortened and just named Drive-In Theater. It remained the same till 2009 and was demolished in 2010 to make way for the new for 2011 Daredevil Dive. Along with that, in that area, the Chevy Show was located here in the 1970s. Then also at some point in the 70s became the Chevy Cinema. But from 1996 to 1998, it became the Plymouth Show, then the USA Theater from 99 to 2003. The plot of land then became most famous for Shake, Rattle, and Roll, which was a nicely themed indoor scrambler that lasted from 2004 to 2010, in which the ride came from Six Flags Great Adventure. Lastly, the ride was demolished in 2010 as well to make room for Daredevil Dive as well. Super sad to see that happen, but you can indeed see the scrambler still in a way in the all-new Gotham City section of the park, with the new smell and coat of paint on it for the new for 2020 Poison Ivy Toxic Spin. Who else misses Shake, Rattle, and Roll? Woo! Back to reality, guys. Back to reality. Hopefully you guys enjoyed your trip down memory lane, a little bit of a blast from the past of 3 segments of looking back at Six Flags Over Georgia history over the span of over 53 years of park history. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you guys enjoyed this series, make sure you guys subscribe if you guys are new and give the videos a big thumbs up. You can see they're all listed right here on the screen. Check them out. They're all a fun, good, thrilling time for you guys to enjoy. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this adventure of the blast from the past. Till my next videos, my next journey, or my next adventure. Take care, be well, and thank you guys so much, and have a thrilling day. So if you enjoyed the video, you can support the channel via Patreon, where we have all new live streams and exclusive content and giveaways that are dedicated to the patrons on the exclusive Miguel the Annual Passholder Patreon page. And also, if you like looking nice, you can support the channel via our merchandise shop at annualpassholder.shop. You can find amazing t-shirts and hoodies, such as this one, that you guys can purchase for the low. And feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn it from red to gray, and like this video if you enjoyed yourself. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much, and have a thrilling day.